Let's be real. Have you ever felt like you're lost in a jungle of data, just struggling to find it, clean it, and actually use it? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to talk about the tool designed to be your guide through all that chaos, AWS Glue.
So let's start with a really fundamental question. With all this data pouring in from every direction, are you really getting the insights you need from it? For a lot of folks, the answer is a pretty frustrating no, simply because the data itself is it's too wild, it's too untamed. And here's the why behind that frustration. First, the amount of data is just exploding, right? And it comes in all shapes and sizes. You've got your neat, orderly databases over here, and then you've got these messy, semi-structured JSON files over there. Just finding what you need, let alone cleaning it up and making it useful, it can feel absolutely impossible. That right there is the data jungle.
So, how in the world do we navigate this jungle? Well, that is exactly where AWS Glue comes in. It's a tool that was built from the ground up specifically for this modern data challenge.
So what is it exactly? Well, AWS calls Glue a serverless data integration service. Now, the keyword you really want to focus on here is serverless. What that means for you is you don't have to manage any infrastructure. Seriously, no setting up servers, no provisioning software. AWS handles all of that messy back-end stuff. You get to focus purely on your data.
To really understand Glue, let's look at its two big superpowers. The first one is its amazing ability to automatically discover and catalog your data. The best way to think about it is like having a super smart, totally automatic librarian for your entire data collection. In this slide, it just nails the concept. Imagine your data, all the books. They can live anywhere, right? In Amazon S3, in a database, you name it. The Glue data catalog doesn't actually move the data. It just creates this brilliant central card catalog. Basically a metadata repository that tells you exactly what data you have, what it looks like, and where to find it. Okay, so how does it build this amazing catalog? It uses a clever little program called a crawler. You just point a crawler at one of your data sources, say an S3 bucket. It then zips through, scans all the files, automatically figures out the data structure, the columns, the data types, and then boom, it populates the data catalog with all that information. It's all automated. Think of all the manual work that just saved you. All right, now for Glue's second superpower, its incredibly powerful engine for data transformation. This is the whole ETL part, extract, transform, and load. So if the data catalog tells you what data you have, the ETL engine is what lets you actually do something with it, to clean it, reshape it, and move it from one place to another. And this comparison really highlights the difference. I mean, traditional ETL, it required all this complex, expensive infrastructure that was a total pain to scale. With Glue, it's serverless. You only pay for what you use when a job is actually running. And it brings everything, cataloging and transformation, together into a single, unified service. It's a game changer. Okay, theory is great, but how does this actually work in practice? Let's take a look at a few common, real-world scenarios where AWS Glue really shines. First up, a big one, data privacy. We all have sensitive user data. Things like phone numbers or email addresses. You need to use this data for analytics, but you absolutely cannot expose that raw, sensitive information. So what do? Well, with Glue, you can build data masking directly into your transformation job. Your script can target those specific columns, the phone numbers, the emails, and it can anonymize that data before it ever gets loaded into your data warehouse. So you get the analytical value you need, all while staying compliant. It's a win-win. All right, here's another classic challenge. You've got this massive data set, and new files are being added, say, every hour. You definitely don't want to rerun your entire transformation job on all the data every single time. That's just slow and super expensive. Glue is perfect for this. It has a built-in feature called Job Bookmarks. It automatically keeps track of the data that's already been processed. So the next time the job runs, it only picks up what's new. This makes your pipelines incredibly efficient and saves a huge amount of time and money. Now, let's talk about a really big strategic move, migrating a legacy on-premises data warehouse to a modern cloud solution like Amazon Redshift. This is a massive, often scary undertaking for any organization. This is where Glue's power as a migration bridge really comes into play. It can connect directly to your old on-prem system, extract the data, transform it on the fly to fit the new cloud Skiva, and then manage the entire loading process,
often in parallel, to make that migration as fast and as seamless as possible.
So, after seeing all of that, what's the big picture here? What is the main takeaway from our deep dive into AWS Glue? It really just comes down to this. AWS Glue makes data integration simpler. It's serverless and cost-effective, which frees you from managing infrastructure. It's that automatic librarian that discovers and organizes your data jungle. And it's a powerful and flexible transformation engine that can handle pretty much any data workload you can throw at it. And that brings us to our final thought. You see, when all the heavy lifting of data integration is automated, it frees you up to think bigger. It lets you move beyond just managing the data and start asking the really valuable questions, the questions that can truly drive your business forward. So the real question isn't about the tool anymore. It's what will you ask?